Hey, 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 my beautiful people. What's up? How you doing? So, I wanted to stop by because yesterday, right? So, I was mentioning in the past, I don't know if y'all caught the video or not. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. But, I was mentioning that I had to, call Stanford Courthouse for this court hearing that I have on the 3rd. And I can't physically make it up there, due to the wheelchair and financial reasons, plus my mental health. So I had so much anxiety, like just knowing that I had to make this call, but I was waiting for the letter from my primary care doctor and from the letter from my therapist so I can call them. So when I go to fax whatever I needed to fax, I would have every document that I needed with me so I could fax it. And I ended up getting those, and I must say that my doctor wrote a way better letter than my therapist. I thought my therapist was gonna whatever. So then I called, I called the Stanford Courthouse, right? And I'm on hold waiting for a clerk. My anxiety starts to get so high, I feel like I gotta throw up. I start getting nauseated. So I'm starting to wheel back and forth to kind of deal with the anxiety, because I'm like, you're not gonna hang up. You're not. You said you were gonna be productive, and this was yesterday. You said you were gonna be productive. We said we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this done. Like we're already on hold. So like just gotta breathe and hold on, and just breathe and hold on. So the whole time I'm feeling like my anxiety is about to just boom blow up, because it's that high. When the person picks up, I start shaking and I start getting nervous, because I'm trying to figure out how to explain the situation where I don't sound completely insane or I'm making up an excuse or something. So I break down the situation to her, and I'm like, listen, I just found out not too long ago that I have court on the 3rd. I no longer reside in Connecticut, and I'm in a wheelchair, so I'm unable to physically make it to court. And I was like, financially I don't have the means to do it because I'm on disability and because of my mental health. And because of my mental health, I was like, I can't be, pretty much in the same room as this person, because it's causing already so much PTSD and anxiety. And I'm like, man, my anxiety is so high right now, I'm shaking bad. She was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, this is how much this situation is causing me, distress. So she tells me what I gotta do. She's like, I'm gonna email you the form. I'm gonna email you the fax number. She was like, you can fax it in. You do have time to mail it. I was like, no, I'll fax it, because I don't want to run the risk of y'all not getting it on time to mail it, since the 3rd is right around the corner. So I get to I have to borrow my own laptop from my kids, because they just each took a laptop and was like, fuck you, Mom, it's not yours, it's ours. So I had to borrow a laptop. I'm filling out the documents. We're trying to see if the printer is gonna work, is it a wire, and it's a whole, I got an answer, but now I gotta make all this happen with my limit of resources. So we're trying to get the printer to work. We're trying to print out the stuff. We're trying to make sure that we can get this done yesterday before they close. But it didn't work out that way, because honestly it took me a second to get through my whole anxiety. The anxiety of making that call and having that conversation and doing all of that was so high that even hours later I was still nauseated and still not feeling good, and still trying to get my bearings back. And I was still trying to get my bearings back, because it was it threw my body off whack from just that stress of that situation alone. So it took me a second, but I didn't get to fax it till 7 something last night. And I used this app that I have on my phone called AppFax, I think it is, or something like that. And you're allowed to fax up to 5 free pages for the free account and receive faxes, I forgot how many. But for a $12.99 membership, you can fax as many as you want and receive as many as you want. So instead of going to like Office Depot, walking in the heat to Office Depot and trying to fax it that way, I used the app that I had and I got the membership because I had already previously faxed something to somebody else and used up my 5 free papers, and it's 5 free just for the whole lifetime of the account. So I ended up getting the $12.99 membership and I faxed it over. So then they called me. I didn't go to bed till like 4 something this morning because, like I said, my anxiety threw me all the way off. When I say it threw me off, like my anxiety was, it threw my whole body off. Like it took me a minute to like get back to being okay from just that encounter and having to talk about, you know, all of that. And yeah, so then I get a call this morning that the fax was too light and they needed me to refax it again. And mind you, last night I had left the papers on my bed thinking, okay, I'm gonna go smoke, I'm gonna come back, my papers are still gonna be on the bed, like they're gonna be cool, I'm gonna put them in the planner in case I need them, blase blase. I get back in the room from smoke and I see one of the papers destroyed. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? So when they called me to tell me that this morning, I was frustrated because I was like, now I gotta get the laptop back, reconnect the printer, pray that it prints the forms that I got fucked up, because I still had 3 that were good but 2 were fucked up. And the 2 that were fucked up were the actual court documents that I had to fill out. So I had to go through that whole stress again that I went through yesterday just to get this done. I got them faxed over like around 2 something, so I looked at the fax this time and it was darker, so it doesn't look light. So I'm hoping that when it printed out on their end, it printed out, you know, where they could read it. The crappy part was that I had to refill out the court document all over again because it had erased everything I had previously put on there. So that was like the crappy part, but it is what it is. I got it done. It's productive. I did it. But it was just like, dude, that action alone caused me so much trauma. Just to know that I had to re-go through it again, it was like, I can't. Like, I can't go through that again. Like, what? I just needed to catch y'all up on that one, because my anxiety's always been high, but my anxiety never lasted that long for hours after the incident, like where I'm still feeling the side effects of the anxiety being so damn high. Like it just never went back to normal until like today, I think, because like right now I feel okay. Even when I had to, you know, do the whole printer part and go through that whole stress part again, I didn't let my anxiety get high because I know it made me feel real sick yesterday, and I did not want to go through that again. But I just wanted to share that with y'all because I thought that was crazy, like just how much the mind can control the body. Like it's just crazy. Like that's why I've been telling people sometimes physical abuse is better than emotional abuse, mental abuse, because those leave scars that you don't see. They leave scars that you don't notice are there until something else happens and triggers it. Like those are just emotional, mental scars that are there and you just never know they're there. They may never ignite and they may ignite, you know? But the mind is a powerful thing. Take care of yourself. You know, I say this whole entire story just to say take care of yourself. Because even when I was going through that yesterday, I was trying to stay calm. I didn't want to lose my left side and my ability to use it. So I was trying to stay calm and like not allow it to get overboard. But enough about me. Enough about me. Y'all didn't come here for me. How are y'all doing? Let's see, what are the kids up to? Nothing getting on my nerves. We're going through all the clothes still to get rid of the stuff that just no longer fits or has stains or just doesn't look presentable anymore, so that I can try to replace their wardrobe. But because we're limited on space, we have to be careful of how much clothes we actually have. And I know for a fact I need to go get me some clothes, since I only have a week's worth of clothes, not even. And I'm not gonna be able to get me anything until I make sure the kids are straight. I don't feel comfortable doing me until I know they got what they need. There you go. Outside of that though, today we're gonna go to Walgreens, go to AT&T for baby daddy. It's just gonna be me and babe out to the Walgreens walk. I'm not gonna record. I think I'm just gonna leave this where this is. But it's gonna be me and babe out to the Walgreens walk to go pick up these prescriptions, since it's not really like extremely hot today. We can actually take the walk, and then I will stop by here to get butt ready so she can go with us to AT&T, because she wanted to take one of the walks with us, but I told her I wasn't gonna have her do both. That was just gonna be too much walking for her, and it's good exercise for her, but you also have to know your limits. Like, if you're not accustomed to walking long distance, consistently, then the tolerance is going to be less. So I have to be mindful of that. Plus, she has shoes that were given to her by my cousin and given to her by her little cousin on her dad's side, his friend's daughter, shoes. And she says that, when we're doing a long walk, she says her feet be hurting. So I need to actually go take her to get some shoes. Have her her foot measured, and try to get her some wide shoes, because she's got wide feet. So hopefully that'll help her be able to walk better, so that her feet won't hurt during the walk. But yeah, and then bring our asses back and continue to work in the room. Like, I got a game plan and I'm trying to get it done, but I'm trying to get it done slowly, because I'm not trying to spaz on the kids or add more pressure or nothing like that. Like, trying to still be mindful of their mental health and my own mental health and what I can and can't handle. Because I got all the stress of this court date and dealing with this on my mind and on my back, I don't want to overreact in other scenarios because of the stress that's coming on with this one. So I'm trying to be mindful of all of that. Like, when you're parenting, you got to pay attention to your demeanor, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, all of that, because you can be triggered by something else and attempt to parent, and accidentally your child can pay for a feeling that you have because somebody else caused you to have that feeling. You know what I mean? And that's not fair. Parenting while you're triggered is not a good thing, because then we accidentally cause harm to our kids and trauma to our kids when we parent while we're triggered. That's why it's important to make sure that you are not triggered when you're parenting. That's why it's important to make sure that you understand who you are within your conditions and how they show up within you. And it's important for you to understand your triggers and what may cause you to come out of character. And the game plan is always to avoid any of those negative scenarios when it comes to parenting. If you are in those scenarios at any point in time when you do have to parent, it is okay to pause and say, you know what, go to your room or go sit down and I will talk to you in a few minutes, and go regroup. Get your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, everything together before you parent. Because you don't want to say something that can cause damage that you can't repair. You don't want to say something that can cause hurt that you can't repair. We have to be mindful of what we're saying to our kids. They are, yes, little adults, you know what I'm saying? And they're little miniature adults. They're growing up to be, physical adults, but they're impressionable. Like, what you say will affect their outcome for their adulthood and how they show up within themselves and for themselves and everybody else. Like, the way things used to be, it ain't how it was before, you know. Parents, I understand, they try to do the best that they could with what they knew. But now it's time to get knowledge so you can know more and do better. You can do better. Always do better than what you had. Never do what you had or the bare minimum. Always do better than what you had. Strive to be a better parent than your parents were. And if you had amazing parents, then hell, you got a challenge on you. Strive to be better than them. And if you had bad parents, then come on, you still got a challenge on you, because you got to do what you don't know and was never taught to you, because never taught firsthand. So you got to learn it on your own and then learn how to do it with your own kids and your own family so you can be better than your own parents. I always gotta be better than mine. I know there are times I feel like an incompetent parent, but I also know I'm doing the best that I can with what I know. I'm trying to use all the examples of what a mother's supposed to do, what a family's supposed to be, and all that in order to raise my kids, you know? But at the same time, I gotta be mindful of their disabilities and their challenges, and I gotta make sure I'm meeting everybody's needs, including my own. But I ain't want much from y'all. What are y'all up to on this Thursday? Y'all got any weekend plans? What are y'all bottling up and holding in that y'all gotta let go of? Like the status I put up in Facebook today. What's living What's living rent-free in your brain that you need to get rid of? That no longer needs to be harboring space in your brain. It ain't paying to be there, so why is it in your mind? I think it's time to let it go and clear out some clutter and be able to let in happy thoughts, happy feelings, happy scenarios, happy situations. Bring in the good and let go of the negative. Replace it with happy thoughts. It's all about how we look at life. It's all about how we live life. How are you living yours and how are you looking at yours? I could look at my situation as something bad. Yeah, we live in a hotel. Yeah, we're all in one room. Yes, we have money every month to get what we need. Sometimes it's tight, other times it isn't. It all depends on what's going on and what we have to give up financially, but we always make it work and we always make it happen. But we have a roof over our heads and we're together. And honestly, being together is the most important thing, but we have a roof over our heads and the kids are thriving. We're all thriving in our own way. We're healing still and we're thriving while we're healing. And that's all that matters. It done took us a long time to get to where we are now. We done had a lot of trials and tribulations to get here. We're still going through them. Don't get us wrong, because they just doesn't stop. But we're handling them better now than we did in the past. We're coping better now than we did in the past. We're understanding ourselves and our conditions better now than we did in the past. Which just makes it easy to live, you know? But that's all I wanted. I'm not gonna keep y'all any longer. I hope y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Don't let nothing or nobody bring you down. And if for some particular reason you are down, it's okay. You know, we don't always have to keep that mask on our face with that smile and pretend like everything is all right. It is okay to not be okay. And it's also okay to need help. It does not make you weak. It does not make you less of a parent, less of a person, less of a human being. It does not diminish you in any shape, way, or form. It just says that, you know what? You need someone to have your back. And you need that support. That's all it says. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to look for it. You deserve it. Everybody does. Alright, be blessed, y'all. Love y'all.